time harvest.
Amen. Amen.
There in Etoka for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years, I had actually three warehouses filled with food. And I fed the poor. And they'd come in there, and I got wall-to-wall food, any kind of that food everywhere. They come in, what? You don't cook it? I'll cook it. It's amazing how everybody wants God to do everything. He's not going to brush your teeth, comb your hair, or change your oil. Huh? He gave you a sack of seed. So in Joshua 1:8 it says this, meditate in the word day and night. Well, I can't do that. You mean he'd tell you to do something you can't do? Oh, yeah. He said, meditate in this word day and night, and thou may observe to do that who's thou? Thou, that's you, may observe to do, according to all that's written therein, and then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. See, we want God to do it. What is the deception? We want God to do what He's made provision for us to do.
Amen. That's right.
I'll say it again. We want God to do what He's made provision for us to do. He's given you soil. He's given us seed. Your heart is soil. You will fall into 4 categories. I don't care who you are. You're either wayside seed, stony seed. Stony seed I call mother-in-law seed. Stony. Work with me, people. Stony. Then there's thorny. One preacher said, "Preacher, do you wake up grouchy?" I said, "Nah, I just let her sleep." Just kidding, folks, lighten up. Wayside. Then there's stony. Then there's thorny. And the 4th one is good soil. I'm going to say good soil. Good soil. Now these are progressive. From wayside to stony to thorny to progressive. Now let's do it carefully. What is wayside? Do you know I guarantee you everybody in this county has heard the gospel.
Amen.
I guarantee you everybody in this county has heard the gospel. Probably everyone in this county believes that Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
Yes. Amen.
But it goes just right on by because they don't respect it nor honor it to the degree they'll act on it. So the fowls of the air, the devils, steals it. Why is the devil fighting the word? Because he knows it'll work.
Yes, sir. Amen.
There's a vulnerable time. What is his name? The devil's name in Malachi 3 is devourer.
Yes, sir.
That means seed eater. Now, I've been to California, and the trees there in the redwood forest are so tall, when you drive through there, you turn the lights on in the middle of the day. They're that tall. Huge redwoods, huge sequoias. Do you know at a point when you plant the seed, in a week or 2 you go out there and pick one up with your finger?
Yep.
But if you let it grow over a period of time, brother, you can't pull it out.
Amen.
So Satan comes immediately to take that word out, because if you let it grow, it'll grow into a tree. I've got a tree of salvation in me. I've got a tree of the Holy. Come on, somebody.
Amen.
And brother, that you couldn't lead it out with me with a baseball bat.
That's right. Amen.
Huh? Well, I heard you Pentecostals believe in ghosts. Yeah, Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost. Yes, sir. Amen.
They said the other day that our vice president, which by the way is born again and speaks in tongues, they said, well, you know, if he talks to Jesus, that's all right. But if he thinks Jesus talks back, he got mental problems. Well, I got news for the 5. They got mental problems.
Amen. Yes.
I thought that was good. So, we want to obey what he says.
Yes.
We want to learn to plant the right seed. We want to guard our hearts.
Yes.
So we say amen.
Amen.
If anybody leaves, please take your body with you. Everybody, I love Brother Dale.
Love Brother Dale.
Brother Dale. Seed in a jar. Could be in our 1,000 years. Never bring forth the prophet. Every day in America, motel rooms, every one of them got a Bible in there. Right there in the nightstand. People cheat on their wives, do all sorts of things every day in the motel. That drawer does not come open. That Bible flows in the air. Nobody says, "Here, y'all quit that." No. Never bother you until it hits the soil.
Yes.
And it starts growing.
Amen. Praise God.
So you and I need to stay tender-hearted. Tender-hearted. Let's talk about the wayside soil. That someone hears a sermon on the anointing, and oh, that's good preaching, and go right out of here and never practice it.
Yes, that's right.
Wayside, listen here. Wayside. Actually, they choose their way above God's way.
Yes, that's right.
Isaiah 55:11 says, "My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Mine are so much higher than yours." He said, like the water comes down the rain and the snow comes down and causes it to grow. Where most people miss it, Jesus said, I'm just quoting him, he said, actually, only 1/4 of the people that hear the word ever take it from this to this.
Amen. Amen.
They never let it run its course and produce the fruit. I don't like your preaching. Blame him, he let me come. Very few people ever bring it to fruition.
Amen.
They know it mentally, they can quote it, but it's not active in their life. John 15:7 says, "If you abide in me, and my words abide in you," that means to live in you. You ought to have his word living inside you.
Amen.
In the Old Testament, it says, put it on your eyelids, put it on your doorpost. Faith is a seed. So if you have faith as a seed, you might save. So you write on the tablets in your heart, you plant seed in your heart by saying. That's why it's so dangerous to talk sickness. I'm sick, I'm broke, I'm fat, I'm ugly. You might be. How you gonna change it? I'm skinny, I'm healthy, I'm good looking. The Bible says. See, you can come up with what you want to believe you want to. But it won't work if you don't believe what the Bible says. The Bible says, from the good treasures of a good man's heart, good things come to pass.
That's right.
God, listen, God had to hush Zechariah's mouth, or John the Baptist could have been born. His words were prevented John from being born. Malachi said, "Your words are stout against me." He said, "All that tithing stuff don't work." Really? Really? He says it does.
Amen.
Huh? When you say it don't work for you. Well, I just don't believe in prosperity. Then you need professional help. See, you believe in prosperity, it's just the amount that bothers you. It's okay to wear a time for $1 Rolex. Huh? Is you wearing clothes? The only way you don't believe in prosperity is if you're naked, sleep under a breeze, drink water out of a creek, and eat grass. Otherwise, you got some prosperity.
Amen.
You got shoes on?
Yes.
It's just the amount that bothers you.
Yeah, come on.
I'll give you a secret. Someone drives up in a Lamborghini. $2.5 million. So, well, that car ain't worth no $2.5 million. It is to the guy that bought it.
Amen.
Listen, who puts the value on something? God, the purchaser. God purchased you with his own blood.
Amen.
He loved you enough to pay the ultimate price. He planted his son. You came up, you're not a servant, you're a son.
Amen.
Seeds produce after their own kind.
Yes.
You won't plant cucumber to get porcupines.
Amen.
He planted a son of God, and he got you as a child of God. So now you're hot soil. You're hot soil, you're good soil, but you got to see it through.
Amen.
I've been doing this a long time. And I've had the gift show up, and people get healed, I've seen him heal people I didn't want to shake hands with. I'm serious. You can tell Arkansas women, you know, they're well balanced. They got tobacco running out both sides of their mouth. Work with me, people. You know what they call a pretty woman in Alabama? A tourist. Very heart does good like a medicine. So I'm planting some joy inside. That's what I'm doing. The Bible said, so or so's the word. 3 times. Mark 4, Luke 13, Luke 8, Matthew 13. So or so's the word. So or so. Satan comes immediately to fight that word. If he can get you to pass it on and not practice it, wayfarer. The Pharisee there stealed it, and it did you no good. Stony ground, if you who heard it, now in your lifetime, you've seen it. You'll see people get in there for God. They get all stirred up. They get all excited. Whoa, praise the Lord. God is good. 3 months, you can't even find them. Amen. What happened? It was sowed in their heart all right. But later on, persecutions, the sun came up, began to scorch, a lack of water, a lack of moisture. They didn't soak the water of the word in their heart enough. And the seed began to diminish. I don't care how beautiful your flowers is. You better water them if it don't rain. They're going to die. Amen. So you have to stay focused, and stay focused, and stay focused, and water that, and water that. And Brother Dale, I thought it's all by grace. It is. But you've got to possess it with your faith. Amen. I got 3 amens. And so stony ground, they're excited at first. I see people join the church for the choir. Oh, I'm in the choir. Praise the Lord, I'm in the choir. What? You want me to show up an hour early for practice? What? I got to wear a robe? They received the gladness, and that's why when they had to do some things. You mean I got to come to church regular and pay tithes? Keep the word of God in my mouth, and even though I'm sick, I got to say I'm healed? How can I say that I'm healed while I'm still puking? In between pukes. I'm healed. You're growing a crop. It hadn't manifested yet. There you go. Now now, trust me, I'm not against doctors. If it wasn't for doctors, most Christians would be dead. Because they don't have to believe God. But you have to understand, they want you as a customer. Yes. They want a repetitive customer. Yes. So they'll tell you how bad it is. They're trained. My daughter's a nurse. In the school, they train them, tell the people they got dead. You know, walking dead men. Then if they get them better, they're wonderful heroes. Yeah. Whose report are you going to believe? You got to train yourself. I know there's sickness. I know what's out there. But if you let it in here, you start talking debt, lack, sickness, you're growing the very thing you don't want. Amen. That's giving place to the devil. Yes. Is that right? So the devil comes to Jesus, and every time he retaliated, Satan, it is written. Yes. It is written. That's what you need to know the word and keep putting it in your heart to drive out his thoughts and his seed. Amen. You ever wonder why the Bible says you can't serve God and mammon? Well, what in the world is mammon? Mammon was the god of Syria that come from the Tower of Babel, which means twisted seed. Twisted seed. So Satan also sows seed, but they're twisted. Amen. It's called perversion. It's called homosexuality. Ain't something wrong with a dude that wants to hook up with another dude. Dudes are ugly. They got hair everywhere. They're ugly. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you thinking. Well, I was this way from a little child. Yeah, little seed got in there. I believe there's such thing as stupid seeds.
Amen.
A lot of politicians got them.
Amen.
They do. They do. One politician said, we don't need to build a wall. Said, just cut the grass. Huh? Cut the grass. She thought that the illegal alien was sneaking over in the grass. So you cut the grass, you can find them. And even in South Texas, there ain't no grass. No, you need a wall. You got to touch. And one of them said, well, $1,000, that's just crumbs. Well, call me crummy.
Amen.
I will sweep the floor for crumbs. This argument over whether a child is a child and when it's a child. They say, well, it's not a baby as long as it's in the womb. It's not, it has no rights. It's just a seed. They say, well, when is it a baby? Because he said, well, when they take it home from the hospital. I can't describe how stupid that is.
Amen.
John the Baptist believed in his mother's womb at 6 months. He's alive, full of the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. I said amen. So God, in the DNA of seeds, put inside you, Galatians said he made the promise to Abraham, not in many seeds, but one seed, Christ. So our covenant is between God the Father and God the Son. You can't get any stronger than that. There's nothing wrong with the seed. It has to do with humans' hearts.
Amen.
So every human on the planet is either wayfarer seed, sad, stony, thorny, or good soul. Let's talk about thorny. That's my wife's kin folks. Thorny. Work with me, people. They live in another state, praise the Lord God Almighty. A real trial is when your mother-in-law comes to visit on a one-way ticket and brings your twin sister. That's a trial. Thorns. Everybody say thorns. Everybody say thorns.
Thorns.
Thorns first shows up in the Bible right after the fall.
Yes.
It's part of the curse. It is what they put on the head of Jesus during his crucifixion. They would beat the thorns into his skull. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. So thorns have to do with offenses, getting hurt, getting wounded, learning to cast down a wicked imagination. Every thought that comes across your head, you don't need to say.
Amen. Amen.
If a thought crosses your mind and you don't speak it, it dies unborn.
Amen.
I was in Arkansas. I'm in the church, Holy Revival. I'm standing there praising God. I'm in the Spirit. I'm God's man of faith and power of the hour. I looked down there and saw the pastor's wife's purse. And the devil said, stick your hand in there and see what you got in there. I'm in church. The devil said, stick your hand in there. I said, devil, I don't do things like that. Try my wife. In other words, you've got to learn to cast down, because if you give place, it will fester.
Yes, sir. Amen.
If you listen carefully. In Psalm 119, 165, he said this. He said, great is your peace, who love the word, and nothing shall offend you. You've got to come to a place where nothing bothers you. Paul said, none of these things move me. Well, you're guarding your heart. Let's say you've got some rocks in your soul. Then jerk out the jackhammer and bust them up.
Amen.
You can't afford the luxury of unforgiveness. Yeah, but they did me wrong. How many times you done somebody else wrong?
Come on, thank God. Amen.
See, God expects you to forgive them the same way he forgave you.
Yes. Amen.
What's all this soul business for? So you can produce a crop, God fruit. John 15 said, in bearing much fruit, herewith you glorify the Father. He wants you to bear love and joy and peace and long-suffering and gentleness and kindness and temperance and faithfulness. He does. I don't mean this wrong, but I travel all the world. And most preachers, if they don't pick me up at the airport, I just send them call a cab. Because I know they'll show up. Do you know how many thousands of times in my lifetime, Brother Begley, we're going to come into the house, we're going to bring a church bus, we're going to back your dialogue, and never show up. Never show up. What are they doing? They're planting seeds of deception in their own heart. People who do not trust God don't trust people.
Amen.
If your word's no good, you're no good.
Amen.
If your word won't move you, it won't move the devil.
Amen.
This is a lot better preaching than yours, man. So let me jump to the good soul. Good soul is a man of the honest heart. You know if you're hard to live with.
Amen.
You know if God's first in your life.
Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
It's hard to fly an airplane at 5 miles an hour.
Amen.
From the good treasure, you can't just barely be in there.
That's right.
You take a salesman. You tell you who the best salesman is? Car salesman? It's full of cars. Best real estate salesman? Full of real estate.
Yes, sir.
They can tell you where every house is.
Yep.
Are you following me?
Yes, amen.
It won't produce just barely. It has to be in there. And listen, can I say something real plain? That word right there in your heart is just as much God as God standing in front of you.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Him and His word is one.
Amen.
When you start putting the word first place. Now, in His own hometown, Jesus didn't say would, said couldn't. It is Mark, the 6th chapter, verse 5. He couldn't give them no pie. Why? They didn't honor Him.
Yes, sir.
Oftentimes people think preachers think too much of themselves. But in reality, most people don't think enough. Your pastor is the bishop of your soul. What's your soul worth to you? So because they didn't honor him, they said, well, we know him. I went to school with his sister. I saw the other sister down at Walmart. Dishonor. 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 He couldn't get the gifts to work. Well, if Jesus was more anointed, are you kidding me? He's the most anointed preacher ever lived.
Amen.
Well, if he was a better preacher, he was a preaching machine.
Amen. Yes.
No, it wasn't the preacher's fault. It was the soil's fault.
Amen. Praise God.
So a lot of people in our society is Wayfair, then Stony, then Thorny. Jesus said 1 out of 4. That means Wayfair, Stony, Thorny never brought it to pass. So only 1/4 of people who hear it ever going to bring it to fruit.
Amen.
Listen to your own praying.